and see. Oh, good grief. You know, I really should look in the mirror before I go live. Okay, I think Instagram's getting ready to kick on. Now we're going to get YouTube situated. This old man, he played one. He played knick-knack on my thumb with the knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. Whoops. Oh. That's why. This old man, he played 10. Hello, swag. All right. Oh, no, Misty, you forgot to do that. I'm going to post the link to the sale in the YouTube chat. Copy. Then I'll give you your greetings and your salutations. All right. Good morning, Rachel. Well, I am not fully caffeinated. I did go to Daily Sip to get my beloved. So, how are you guys all doing this morning? I know that Carolyn is still having a sale right now. Hi, Shannon Ferrara. She is having a all wood jewelry sale. Good morning, every little thing. I am not awake. I am tired. I don't know what my deal is today, but I woke up very, very sleepy. Just poured your first cup. You slept in then, Rachel. You've normally had your coffee way before now. So, good morning, Carrie. You're taking the day off work? I'm making more work for myself. That's okay because I love this. So, if you didn't catch it, I am doing a live sale every single day this week. So, this is the way that it's going to work as far as shipping goes. So, I had a sale on Monday and I had a sale on Tuesday. As soon as this sale is over, so I'll have a sale today too, I will be doing all of the shipping from those 3 sales. And then I'm going to have another sale tomorrow at 10, and the catalog is loaded for that. It's the things behind me. I might pull out a few things that I really want to sell that has been on my shelf for a long time that may be slashed because I'm sick of looking at it. I'm sick of looking at them. So I might pull in some extra things over as well. You're having your water and your Gatorade. That's good. Got to stay hydrated, Shannon. Rose has been up since 7 and been sewing since 7:30. What have you been sewing, Rose? What have you been sewing? These are acrylic. I can't remember where I got these from a craft show. I can't remember where or when, but they're acrylic with some kind of something. Nature. They're nature. Hey, Catherine. Happy Halloween. Trying to go to Safari. It says suspended. Okay, Denise, are you on an Android? We're going to figure this out. And try Chrome. Are you on an Android, Denise? And also, Denise, if you're in your internet search, don't go to the app because you can't go on an app if you're on Android. There is no app. We want you to go to virtualantiquemarketplace.com. So go like you're going to iloveearrings.com. I don't know. iloveghosts.com. Just like you were going to any youtube.com or wherever you're going.com. Type that in to your internet search, virtualantiquemarketplace.com. If you're on Android, there is no app for it at this time. But again, I'm going to say, I say this all the time, the far superior way to watch a sale on Vamp is on your computer or desktop. I'm not going to, well, here, see? Look. See, there I am. Right in the middle is where the sale is. This is showing everything that's coming up, either in auction or a buy it now, which I got my buy it now loaded. and things that have sold. And then over here, you can see all of the chat. So it's just the best way to do it. Okay. Good morning. I thought we would go ahead and start this off with, since you have so many earrings that we all love making your own and ones to sell should be your. I cannot make anything. The only thing that I can make is popping a head off of a doll and sticking it in a flower with a glue gun. That's all I know how to do. My crafting skills are very limited. Hi, Lisa. I can't craft. Hi, Mr. Mooney. Let me finish. God! I'm going to be dramatic and say it like that. I think the way that you're saying it. Let me finish my second cup of coffee. I haven't even had my first. Well, if you were at my sale yesterday, I almost burned down my table by lighting my match. I had a burn hole in the table to prove it. Is that the way that you said it? So Denise, let us know. Give us an update. Yeah, I am not. There are like Enamor Amy, super crafty. Super crafty. Ariana, The Withering Cottage, crafty. Miss Pamela Blanchard, crafty. Catherine Young, crafty. Misty, Michael Todd, crafty. Misty, not. I'm not. I have the gift of gab. That is, some people have talents with crafting. I have the gift of gab. And sometimes that annoys many people. So we all have our talents. Oh, you were yelling at Nan. Don't yell at Nan. Sure. My crafts are just strings of glue gun. Rachel is not crafty. Denise. Hi, Caitlin. Denise. Let me know, Denise. Are you on Android? Or are you on your computer? Or are you on... Penny Sue, why are you on YouTube? Wake up, Penny. Get over on Vamp. Hello, LaDonna. My plan is to be on here until you go live. So we can raid LaDonna. Oh, yay! I love that, Canada. So, if you didn't know, Canada, they've turned all their Canadian sellers have turned all their shipping off to U.S. buyers. So, and I don't blame them. So, please, we want to make sure that we are going over and we're still supporting our Canadian friends. So, Caitlin is, and I told them, do something that's not a sale. Do a haul, do a craft, do something as a hangout to stay connected with this community. And she is going to do a paint with me. Caitlin, crafty. Misty, not. Laura, Fatbird Finds, crafty. Some of us are not. I just want to get in your boxes, LaDonna. Hey, Brooke. Brooke listed items yesterday on Vamp and sold how many things? 4, 5? Just in a day. That's awesome. 4 things on her first day of listing. That's awesome. We're all waiting on you to go live, Brooke. I'm thinking about doing some things specifically for live sellers. So if you are on the fence, you're going to want to go live and do and have live things because it's going to be to your advantage. I'm just saying. My glasses keep falling off my nose. I'm glad that you're here, Penny Sue. Yes. Okay. See, I forgot to say that. I'm, again, not caffeinated. Raise your hand if you are in Canada. I know we know Caitlin's in Canada. Raise your hand if you're a Canadian. If you're on YouTube and watching, we have a lot of Canadian sellers. And what we really need is you as a Canadian person, citizen, to buy from our Canadian sellers. I am encouraging the Canadian, hi Amber, look Amber, Canadian sellers to put a Canadian flag or something that notates that they are a Canadian seller. We really want to encourage our Canadian buyers to purchase items from their fellow Canadians. So make sure that if you are a Canadian seller that you notate that go Canada and Canada. Because they're having a hard time right now. It really, really is. It's with the tariffs and everything that's going on, it is not financially conducive for them to turn on their U.S. shipping. It's very, very confusing, especially with vintage and antique items, having to clarify their country of origin and all of that sort of thing. So, and they're having to pay a lot on their end in order to even make this happen. And in some instances, items that are coming to Canadian buyer, they're still getting charged tariffs on that as well. So we're hoping that will be resolved soon, and they can make a living again, so. But if you're in Canada, definitely go in and support your fellow Canadian sellers, because they could really use your support right now. And all of us here in the community, we will go and hang out and support them the best way that we can. Okay, I'm going to start with an affirmation this morning, affirmation warning for September 10th. I believe that the best is yet to come. Even if yesterday did not turn out how I wanted it to, today will be a better day. That is a good affirmation. That is a good one. Tomorrow I will read another affirmation. Hopefully all my letters to, I know, hopefully, probably not though, Rachel, but good for you. We have to pray to the vintage gods, cross your fingers and toes that everything is crossable. We'll hope so. We'll hope so. All right. So I thought that I was just going to just pull things out of a box and show them to you and then run them. But I went ahead and created listings. I just pulled out random, pretty much the things that I'm bringing after I just kind of pulled some things and I had taken pictures and I made the little grid and I was looking at it. I was like, that is me in a nutshell. We've got some smut. We have a little bit of smut. We have a little bit of weird alien spacecraft, weirdness, new age crap. We've got children, whimsical items, history. So it's kind of me like this is what I bring to the party is this. Good morning, Karen. Willie, smut. Well, Willie heard the word smut and he's just saying, oh, Cabbage Patch. Well, you want me to show them to you again? Look, there they are. All my babies. There's Bambo. Bambo's not a Cabbage Patch, but she was my doll when I was little. And Marshall Gilbert right there, he has just been reunited with his Cabbage Patch. Or with his pacifier after 40 years. I'm trying to get some lives in, but work is making us work overtime. And by the time I get off work, I'm ready to go to bed. Trust me when I say I hear you. I hear you. Try the weekends. The weekends are pretty open. Not a lot of people are having live sales on the weekends. So you can try that. Even if it's just like, hey, these are the things I have in my buy it now. Don't overthink it. You don't have to overthink it. So, but yeah, do what you can. That's all you can do. And I know that, again, I say this a lot, and I have to remind myself of this a lot, is that not everybody does this full time. Not everybody eats, sleeps, and bleeds. Well, sometimes bleeds. Eats, sleeps, and breathes reselling or have it on their mind or thinking about it all the time. I don't like those of you that work, a regular 9-to-5 job and then do this as well. That is a lot. So I think sometimes for me, it's hard for me to remember sometimes that this is not everybody's, in and out, whatever. There are other people have other things going on for their work. I know it's early there. I got smut. Ronnie D, wake up for the smut. Wake up for the smut. Okay. Oh, a Thumbelina. I love a Thumbelina doll. I have Baby Deer from the 1960s. Eloise Wilkin. I also need to go through my Eloise Wilkin little golden books and go through my repeats. Would that be something that you guys would be interested in? I've got a lot of little golden books, and I need to go through my duplicates of my Eloise Wilkin, who is my favorite children's author. And so I need to go through that. I know I say there's a lot of things that I need to do, but as what we just talked about, you get a lot on your plate and you have so many things that you want to do, but there's only so much time in the day to do them. So, okay, I will do that. I'm going to really try to do, okay. I'm also thinking about challenging my shelf. It isn't, I've already blown it for this month, but I'm going to try to focus on like, it's not going to be November because I want to do it before then, like a no spend month where I'm not going out and I'm not buying anything. I'm going to solely focus on what I already have because I got a lot of stuff that I need to get rid of. So what I might do is just go live. We'll go to the shelf. We'll go through a box. We'll go through something. And I want to focus on the items that I already have because it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Books. And then I did bring a little bin of books that are not listed that I could kind of go through too if we've got time, which we probably will. My FOMO makes it does. Honestly, it does make it really, really hard because you're always thinking, well, and then if you're also trying to find things for your antique booth, it's just kind of doing all those things between curating the antique booth, doing things for Vamp, having live sales, shipping the items, filming videos, editing the videos, shipping the items, and then, making sure I have time for my husband and my family. It's a lot. So that's why I say we've got all these ideas. I mean, I'm a one-woman show. I do it all by myself, and I enjoy it that way, and I want it that way because I want it to be a personal touch with everything that I do, but it does get to be a lot. So making thumbnails, although that's kind of the fun part. I like making thumbnails sometimes. Tending to your family members if they're going through some struggles right now, or your friends, or you're being a caregiver. So it could be a lot. But what I'm saying is I love every aspect of it. Honestly, the shopping part is my least favorite part. I know that sounds crazy, and for many people, the shopping is their favorite part. It's my least favorite part of doing what I do, honestly. So it is. I like finding different things. But I need to focus on the things that I already have. Hi, Jay. It's early there too. It is. It's sometimes overwhelming, but I got the best admin team there is. And moderator. Between the admin team, my goodness, they're lovely. And I'm able to not have to do all of this on my own. They're the best. The best. The best. Excited to Des Moines. It's 7, so not too bad. Okay. Well, I know. When you have to make multi-part hauls, I'm going to an antique show on Saturday. It's a small one. And then we're going to a toy show on Sunday. That's mainly for Mark, but I'm going to look for Cabbage Patches. So we're going to a toy show on Sunday because we like the toys. And that's what I want to do. I'm really wanting to make this. a nice hangout space where we can just hang out and sit and just look at all of our toys. Hey, Aileen. I sent her Marco Polo earlier. I don't know if she's replied back. I hope she's feeling better too. That crud is it lingers. It lingers. It does linger a little bit. I had it when I got back from Georgia, and it kind of hangs on for a little while. Okay. So, do we want to start looking at some books? I want to make a fun corner in my basement. I say we're going to get started, but I get distracted because I just want to talk. A fun corner in my basement when I uncover it. Oh, I wonder if my bat friend, I haven't seen him in a couple days. We have a little bat that comes and hangs out, well, literally in the entryway here at the shop. He's so cute. But I got a ruler. He was hanging. Let me show you. See where it says antiques? He was hanging out. Where's my hand? I mean, obviously not inside. Now, if he was inside the shop, that would be a completely different story. But I got a little. I got a ruler, a yardstick, and I tapped on it, and he started like opening up his little, and then I felt so bad. It's like, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want him to come in here, but I'll look at him from a distance because they're so cute. Hey, Carolyn. Pun intended. Peppermint oil. Oh, I hope you didn't hurt him though, did you, LaDonna? They're so cute. I saw 3 vintage Cabbage Patch dolls in nice shape yesterday at my St. Vinny's. Do you want me? Yeah, Wendy. I'll pay you for them. Don't send them to me for free. They are so cute. I listen. I don't want them in my house. I've had them in when we lived in northern Indiana. I don't want them in my house. But they're cute. But they're disease ridden. So, we don't want them like landing. If one landed on me, I would flip out. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do to protect you using your own. Oh, well, let me try to buy it first. I want more in their original box. I only have one. Barb and I have got to get together so we can do our Cabbage Patch talk. I'm going to message her today so we can do that. She's got many in their original box. You thought Barb just like Rushed and Santas? Wrong. She loves the Cabbage Patches too. There was one with just a head. I mean, yeah, I'll take body parts. Mice with wings. Oh gosh, no, the raccoon family, thank goodness, have not reappeared. Okay, Jay, that sounds good. Because they're cute and all, but I don't want them in my garage living. Okay, shall we get started? So I'm gonna try to pull the ones that are on top. This one has a bid. This one might be the only one. Barb is a vamp seller. She is a vamp seller. We're going to set something up to where we're going to be going live together. But yeah, she is a vamp seller and she's approved to sell live. She got a lot of kids. She got a lot of busy kids, let's just say. A lot of busy kids. There's a bunch by my mom-in-law's house and we watch them fly around. I know they do. They fly around a lot at dusk. Then I felt bad because that one was trying to move and I'm like, no. I'm not trying to get you move. I just wanted to see you open up your wings. Okay, so we've got The Little Campers. This is an adorable book. I did put in some information. I normally don't put in this much stuff in my listings, but I was able to find some information. So this is the Foster family, mother, Father, Mother, David, Patty, and their neighbor Billy. And they go on an adventure to Camp Cloverdale. They pitch their tent. Spotting wildlife in the forest, Little Campers captures the excitement of a classic mid-century American camping trip. Dorothy Grider is the author. So it is, or Dorothy Grinder is the illustrator. Mabel Watts is the author. Look, they pitched their tent. Good job. This was in, oh my gosh, I thought I put the copyright, 1963. Look, Camp Cloverdale. I honestly don't know if Camp Cloverdale was an actual camp, but this is in excellent condition. And I love like the old cars. This was back when the kids didn't have their iPads or anything. They annoyed their parents when they went on a trip. Look, see, they're pitching their tent with Father. Let's go swimming, said David. Let's skip stones, said Billy. Oh, I thought it said let's eat. It says let's eat, but my brain went to let's eat a cat. No, we have to make camp first, said Father. It's getting late. Oh, look, they found the ranger. Does he have his name? Does he have a name? Just a forest ranger. He doesn't have a name. Oh, look, they're going to the bathroom at night. The girls and the boys. Oh, they heard a noise. Look, there's Cheryl. Cheryl's out there running amok. I like how the boys and the girls sleep with in different tents. No fraternizing. They go pick berries. They just have a gosh darn good time. Excellent condition. It is a Rand McNally Tip Top Elf book from 1963. Wonderful condition. We have a pre-bid, and we're going to go ahead and start it right now. It's at $10 for 30 seconds. Also, if you are a first-time buyer, you will get free shipping in today's sale. But you have to use the code Misty First Time. I know it's long. I was in a brain. I couldn't think. Misty First Time. And you'll get free shipping on today's sale. Hi, Diane. It's not very creative with my codes, but that's all I could think of at the moment. All right, mountain hiker. Well, that is perfect for you. This will be great in a display, I think, as well. All right, that might be the only one with the pre-bid. That might be the only one that I sell today, and that's okay because I like hanging out with you guys. All right, the pet pony is the next one I have. Why is that is so weird? I don't know why she showed up as an auction. Some of these things. Pet Pony Club. Sorry, Rose. I won't sing it anymore. Rose is like, not that song again. This is the True Stories. Oh, no. What did I do? How do I get this to go away? All right. This is from 1928. Oh, there's more? There's more what? Little camper books? The Pet Pony from 1928. True Stories. True Stories in here. This is by Clara Baker and Edna Dean Baker and illustrated by Vera Stone Norman. Bob's Merrill. Step back into the... Did I use ChatGPT for this? Yeah, I did. Let me read it to you. Step back into the early 20th century classrooms with this charming children's primer from the True Story series. The Pet Pony and Other Stories was designed to teach young children to read through simple, repetitive text, paired with engaging, colorful illustrations of children, animals, and everyday life. Pre-owned. It was used in the school, so children actually use this. It was property of Kitten Board of Education East School. Oh, hang on. Oh, thank you. Oh, there's more pre-bids. Okay, thank you. I love that smell. I like the books like this because the illustrations from the 1920s are just really, really, you can tell. Like when you're looking through vintage school books, I sing it. It's in my head all the time. You can really tell the style of illustrations. So this is a true story about rags and tags. One morning, Molly said, "Father, I want a dog. I want a little dog with a funny tail." Molly's father came home with 2 dogs. Well, hell, all Molly had to say is she wanted 1 dog, and the father came home with 2. Spoiled. "Father," said Molly, "the little dogs are for you. One is Rags and one is Tags." Hey, Jilly, look, there she is with Rags and Tags. Rags had a funny tail. Tags had a funny tail. This is repetitive. So it's there's much of a cadence to it, which is good for early readers. And honestly, I tell you what, kids that are just learning how to read, they love these old books, especially if you're reading with them and you're teaching them. This is 1928. This is an antique book. So it's an antique book. We have to be very careful with it, that it's very special, and the cadence and the repetitiveness of it is good for their little learning brains. Here's a story about two little guinea pigs. This is all about Molly. Oh, and Dickie. Dickie's in here too. Oh, look, there's Cheryl again. Cheryl's going down the tree. They begin to cry. "Peep, peep, peep." The squirrel began to eat the bread. Tommy ran to get the pen. The squirrel was frightened to see Tommy. Away he went up the tree. 3 little dogs. Barbara laughed and laughed. "It was good that I did not get the eggs under Miss Hen." But again, the illustrations are just lovely. I didn't tag any of these anyway, for any particular things. It's just all it has a word list in it, which a lot of them do, and there is some wear to this. Like I said, this was actually used by children. All right, it's going to start at $8 for 30 seconds, and it is running. Pet Pony Club, I'm gonna keep on dancing. Pet Pony Club. Cluck, cluck, cluck. There's the hen. Oh, there's Cheryl again. We already saw that picture. Oh, look. The pony and the water. True stories. Oh, look. He must have fell into the water. Now, any of these that don't sell, I am going to be listing in as a buy it now. So if you're watching this later on and you think that I was like, that is not a true story. I guess this is a dog. I was like, is that a tiger? Anyway, this will be listed in the buy it now for future purchases possibly. But it will be more than $8. Right now you can get it cheaper if you buy it in the sale. All right, I think this one books with pre-bids. Okay. I know. I got a couple sex love books, but I'm just going to do the ones that I have on top. So this one is from 1928. It's the new Winston First Reader, 1928 edition, an early elementary textbook designed to teach children the fundamentals of reading. Primer features charming stories, rhyme, gorgeous color illustrations of children's animals, fairies, and brownies. This one has great illustrations in it. Brownies, fairies. Okay, so here is the book. It's also in really, really nice condition as well. This one is a Winston First Reader. And I love the cover plate in here with the elephants and the tiger. And then look at the little brownie on that cover page. This one's from 1928, and I think that the original copyright was 1918. So this is the fourth edition. Look, Pinky and Winky. There's little Pinky and Winky. They're little kitties that lived in an old barn. The barn blew down and Pinky and Winky had no home. But then guess where they found a new home at? The dog's house. They went inside. Tabby Cat said, "Good morning, kittens." They took over that dog's home. The Wind and the Kite. I just got to show you my favorite ones. The Sly Mouse. Willie, are you listening? This one's for you. Once upon a time, Pussy lived in a barn. Every night, a little mouse ran into Pussy's barn. Inappropriate, I know, but, you know. Are you guys awake yet? And Pussy said, "That little mouse must not come into my barn." So one night, Pussy ran after the mouse and caught her. The little mouse said, "Oh, Pussy, kind Pussy, please let me go. I will never run into your barn again." But Pussy answered, "No, little mouse, no. I shall never let you go. I shall eat you." Then the little mouse said, "Oh, Pussy, kind Pussy, may I say something before you eat me?" Pussy answered, "What do you want to say?" The little mouse asked, "Pussy, are you a nice cat?" Pussy answered, "Yes, little mouse, I am a nice cat. I'm a very nice cat." "Well," said the mouse, "do you know what nice cats do before they eat?" "No," answered Pussy. "I don't know. Can you tell me?" The little mouse said, "Yeah, I can tell you. Nice cats wash their faces before they eat." There they are. "Goodbye, kind Pussy. Goodbye." She ran away. Pussy said, "That was a sly mouse. Next time I shall wash my face after I eat." Okay, the fox in his bag, an anthropomorphic fox. Hang on, I got to show you. Oh my gosh, the raindrop. We've got, the playmate. Look at the fairy. Oh, there's little Pussy again. I was just making sure y'all were awake. The raindrop. I love this. Look, the little raindrop is a little baby. That's the little raindrop. Look, there's the more raindrops. Hang on, I got to get to the brownies. There's a little tad. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Look at the little tadpole. Okay. Little chicks. Okay, here it is. Brownies and sunbeams. Look at the little brownies. A long time ago, brownies and sunbeams were playmates. Did you know that? Looks like they're having a little ceremony there with that spider. There they are. There's the brownies dancing with the sunbeams. I know that when we think of brownies, we think of like Girl Scouts brownies, but look at Finding the Stars. I mean, the illustrations are really, really good in this book. Look at her. She's riding a big fish. Now, this story is not true. These aren't true stories like in the other book. Mr. McGregor, we've got, Flopsy Mopsy Tops. We've got our word list. And then the back cover plate is fantastic with this little parade with the animals, the fairy, the sunbeams, and the brownies. It's so cool. I know. When I was teaching, we read a story about, and this was with fourth graders. It was my fourth grade reading group, Mount Chart. So that took a while to get them back on track. And I remember saying, now listen, the name of this mountain is an actual mountain. We are not going to be silly. It's an actual mountain. That's the name of it. But still, they're fourth graders. All right. Okay, so we have some pre-bids, and we are going to go ahead and it's at $13 for 30 seconds, and it's running. I mean, it could be, but I don't think that the fox that was like wearing clothing and like the cats that were wearing clothing probably wouldn't be that probably wouldn't be a true story, I know. I know. I'm just like, we're talking about Mount Shark. Go ahead and get it all out now. Get it all out. And then, thank you so much, Delights of Mine. It's coming to you. And then, not long after, you remember that guy? I think he was a South African paraplegic runner that killed his girlfriend. Do you remember that story? That actually happened. That they did a whole series in our lessons about that guy being a hero, and I was like, yeah, can we not do this story anymore? I mean, yeah, he overcome a lot, but he also murdered his girlfriend. So maybe we shouldn't. I can't remember what his name was. It Oscar? I can't remember his name. It seems like forever ago. All right. Next we have, okay, this is an antique book from 1899. It's Fry's Introductory Geography, Indiana edition. So I will say that this book is toe up. Yes, Oscar Pistorius. That's who it was. This book is tore up. The pages are gone. I mean, their pages are here, but they are out of the book. The binding, trash. It is from 1899. However, since this book is so torn up, if you want to use this for junk journaling or crafting or anything like that, you could use it for a display for Halloween too. But you can see, I love the cover of this. The cover is just completely off. But look at the graffiti on the inside cover. Look at this guy. And it says, Otto Brim, Mr. Otto Brim, April 11th, 1900. That was 12 years before the Titanic. 12 years and one day before the Titanic sunk. Have with Hardy, I can't read that. Given to Verna Brown, May 31st, 1948. There's Mr. Otto Brim. We don't know. You can barely see the words on the cover. And then on the inside plate is dated, well, I thought that said Amazon seller. This book is worth $50 because of its age. But this has like all these pencil, Indianapolis, Evansville. I don't know what these mean. But that's on the first page too. And then here we get the advanced geography. Then it has, you can see some of the pictures, but like I said, the pages are loose. They're all loose. It talks about the Earth, the United States. Okay, eventually I'll get to, okay. Here, oh gosh, it's going to be so hard to show. We have some color map pages of North America, but the steel plates in here are lovely. So it says, step back into the turn of the century with this 1899 Indiana edition of Fry's Introductory Geography by Alexis Everett Fry. Used in school, you can look at the pictures while I'm reading this. Used in schools at the end of the 19th century, this antique textbook includes maps, illustrations, and lessons designed for young students of the era. It's both a fascinating historical reference and a collectible piece of Indiana educational history. So it's 126 years old. Pages are loose, but very good for upcycling. Can't remember if it was this one or the other one that I'm selling today that had skeletons. Might have been the other one. I don't know if it was this one or the other one. There was a page of skeletons. I think it's the other one because it's about war. All right. Did you look at the pictures? All right. Thank you, Jay. We have a bid of $15. I will, sometimes media mail will be cheaper. Sometimes it's not. And if you bought something from my sale yesterday or on Monday, I'll combine the shipping. So that's why I didn't mark any of these for media mail, just in case I needed to include them in another purchase so I can give you discounted shipping. But if media mail is going to be the cheapest route for you, then I will use that and I'll send you the refund. Sometimes media and ground, there isn't a lot of difference there, but I will make sure that you'll get refunded for shipping overages. All right, $15 for 30 seconds for the antique. It says it's the Indiana division. I'm pretty sure they were probably most all the same, but just different states had them issued for their different schools. This is prior to there being a lot of say-so with the government as far as that kind of a thing. But yeah, the steel plates are really, really cool to use for junk journaling. All right, Jay. It's coming to you. Thank you so, so much. It's pretty cool. All right. What do we got next? Oh, Dick Clark. Dick Clark. Where'd you go, Dick? I don't know. I've had this book for a while. It's Dick Clark's Your Happiest Years. Now, do you remember him? This is from 1959. And it's a first printing from 1959. Take a step back into the rock and roll era with this 1959 first printing of Your Happiest Years by Dick Clark. This was written by him. On the back, you can see, and it's so interesting for me to see pictures because we think of Dick Clark, like to me, he's always been old. He's always been old. He's always been like 60 years old, but he wasn't. He was actually a young father. The only pictures that are in this book, and we do have the original dust jacket. I'm going to take it off for a second, but this is with the color of the book because sometimes just using these books in a display is nice. Your Happiest Years by Dick Clark. But the only pictures that are in the book are on the front and back cover. You can see. I mean, American Bandstand, obviously. But this was written in 1959. Yeah, we remember him from New Year's as well. So it's an autobiography that was written by him in 1959. So I like entertainment history things. You know, I have a lot of biographies and autobiographies from a lot of Hollywood type people. I just didn't care about keeping this one. Anyway, all right. So we're going to start him we're going to start Dick at $8 for 30 seconds. It is the first edition. It does have the original dust jacket, although there is some wear to the dust jacket. But if you want to read all about Dick's Happiest Years from 1959, getting into the teenage swim, tricks of the trade, hey, good looking, teenagers and parents can be friends. So like I said, things that don't sell in today's sale, I will list in the buy it now. So if you're watching this later on, if you're like, I really need that Dick Clark book. I got to sneeze. Hang on. Bless me. Yeah, I don't know. It probably would be. But there wasn't a lot, like people just said whatever back in that day. There wasn't a lot of policing or PR people, I guess, damage control. Well, there was damage control back in the 50s, but there wasn't as much like fact checking, I guess you could say, because they didn't have a lot of things to fact check with. All right, this is the cool book that has the skeletons in it. It's an oversized book. This book is really, really interesting. So this is Freedom's. I didn't even realize how interesting it was until I started creating the listing and looking through it. Freedom's Triumph, the why, when, where of European conflict in 1919. So this is all about World War I. And it's chock full of history. This one is it's from 1919, so it is an antique book. And it is a first edition, first printing. It says, cover shows somewhere. Please see. Okay. Published right after the end of World War I. This richly illustrated, and the illustrations are amazing. Richly illustrated volume offers a detailed account of the Great War through photographs, maps, charts, and period commentary. It does have an inscription on the front. It says Elizabeth Ena Truman, 519 Oakwood Avenue, Lancaster, Ohio, 1921. We do have a color plate with a forward in it with that great eagle and swords. Now, you can see on the inside, there is a little bit of separation from the binding on the first couple pages, but this is the new Europe as told in 1919. And there's Germany. That's where we'll be. Germany. I didn't realize how close Germany was to the Ukraine. It's just a couple of countries away. Flags victorious and flags defeated. America's War and Peace. So this does have an excerpt in here from Woodrow Wilson. But there are, wait, was it this one that had the skulls? Maybe it was the other one. I think it was the other one that had the skulls. Anyway, it's richly illustrated. And now all the rest of the pages, you can see through the pictures. I have a lot of pictures. I took a lot of pictures of this book because it was pretty fantastic. So this was on the Italian fort. So we've got dead soldiers, Field Marshal Foch and his complete staff. We've got Wonders of the Air, Freedom's Triumph. I mean, they're actual pictures from the conflict during World War I. So it's really pretty fascinating. Women working in the factories while the men were at war. Caught while fleeing Holland. I mean, you can just get lost looking at all of these pictures. Look, this is a statue that was taken down during the war. I didn't know much about, oh, that was about Dick. Jilly didn't know much about Dick Clark. Honors to our fallen. It's just really cool. Ticker tape parades. And then finish. It's finished. And then we go on to World War II. What? 30 years later. We do have a little bit of water damage on that back cover. You can see a little bit on here too, but it's pretty cool. All right. So, Susan, hello, Susan. She is in at $16 and we're going to go ahead and start it now. And it's running. You will really get lost in looking at these pictures, and reading the captions. And sometimes when you look at historical books like this, you can kind of go into that rabbit hole and then you'll get fascinated on a certain period or era. And it's pretty fascinating. LaDonna says, did you see the discovery of that art recently that had been pilfered during the war? They found it in the pics of a house listing. No. Been there the whole time and just want to say I do too. I do too. Oh, Mr. Mooney. I didn't realize more people were bidding. Thank you so much, Mr. Mooney. It is pretty cool. I honestly thought this would be great as a display for like a national, like 4th of July or Veterans Day or something like that. But it is really neat and taking a dive into that history. I actually have several more books. Hey, Aileen. Yeah, well, you know me. I tend to say inappropriate things. Sometimes not intentionally, just the way that it comes out. I have more books sort of like this. And while I may not have time every week to put in the pictures like I have, I might just sit in front of a pile and we'll just go through them. But I decided to do that. Family had hidden it. That's fascinating to me. That's just what I mean. There are things out there still that We thought that were lost forever, but they weren't. Oh my gosh, these books. Where'd they go? These, I absolutely love these books. Okay. I decided to lot them together because I felt like they belong together. This is what thank you, Felicia. This is what I live for, is crap like this. These like vintage 60s sci-fi. These really, the binding is so tight in these that I don't know that they've ever been read. When I read a paperback book, it is like it's been a toddler has gotten their hands on it. But all right, so they are both in excellent condition. So the Galactic Diplomat is it's the third printing from 1969, and the Envoy to New Worlds with this amazing graphic on it is the second printing from 1973. They are both written by Keith Laumer. So the Galactic Diplomat with this like space AG droids. Retief is an officer of the Distinguished Corps Diplomatique Terrestre, a supranational organization devoted to keeping the peace, or more accurately, to maintaining a state of tension of short-armed conflict. Retief is not exactly the mainstream of current galactic diplomacy as expounded by such giants of the CDT. Anyway, it's sci-fi. That one. This one, oh my gosh, the graphic on this. I don't know if any of you have played the Clank Legacy games, but this looks like Jim Dark Magic. When I think of Jim Dark Magic, this is what I think of. So this also has the Retief guy in it. So I'm assuming this one came first. This one was one of them in the series. He must face warlike Yill and attempt to understand the elusive Jax and thwart the hoodlum Bogans. There's a little close-up of his face. But man, look in his cloak. Look at the spirits and the ghouls inside of his cloak. So you get both of them. But they're just sci-fi 1960s garbage. They're great. So you'll get both of them for $12 for 30 seconds, and they're running. She's still practicing. Wait. Oh, the lady that found the pictures. Oh, ooh. I wonder how much of that. I mean, I'm certain there's probably a lot of it going on, or those thoughts and beliefs to this day. But again, these are amazing. I love the cover art. It's like an album cover. Like, you may not like the artist, but the album cover is amazing, and you can use that in your displays. So that's why I was kind of thinking with those, but they're gonna be posted right after the sale is over. All right, this is also right up my alley. Oops. The Mushroom Planet, man. And I want to go out on a limb to say it's not, but in my mind I'm like, oh, there's little Mothman. This is the Wonderful Flight to the Mushroom Planet. Look at that cover art. It's mushrooms, aliens, and what looks like to be look, LaDonna, there's your bat. Or the Mothman. This is by Eleanor Cameron. And it says, this is from 1966, and it is the first paperback printing. There was another edition that was hardback. So this is the first edition paperback printing. And it says, take a trip back to classic mid-century sci-fi with this 1966 first printing of The Wonderful Flight to the Mushroom Planet, originally published in 1954 in the hardback edition. This children's science fiction favorite quickly became a cult classic, capturing the imagination of young readers with its adventurous tale of two boys who build a homemade spaceship and travel to a tiny hidden planet. Did you guys see the Netflix show about the boy in the bubble? or the little boy, the parents built a spacecraft and he climbed in it supposedly. You remember that? I remember when it happened. And he was in outer space. Not in out. Hey, bug. Not in outer space, but he was in. Yeah. That's what. So this is kind of like, maybe this is where he got the idea from. No, not That Boy in the Bubble with John Travolta in it. This is one like, anyway, the dad, he was a sciencey guy. But some child has colored in the couple illustrations. So this was a book for children. Yeah, That Boy in the Bubble. Man, did anybody else want to rescue John Travolta from that bubble? He would have died. Wasn't that based on a true story? David was reading Dr. Dolittle in the Moon. His father was reading the newspaper and his mother was darning socks. Well, that's very odd. What? Why, said his father, this notice in the paper? Oh, well. It only has a couple, like before each chapter, it has an illustration on basidium. Is that a real word? That sounds like something else that's not very nice. The Pale Planet, Place of Hidden Water. So it's like a junior novel. There's another picture here. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know how the story ends. I don't know if they ever get to the planet. I don't know the storyline of this. Gosh, where is that other picture? But anyway, oh, there it is. A most mysterious disappearance. Honestly, the coloring that they did doesn't take away from it. So this was a 1960s cult classic by Eleanor Cameron. A first edition 1966, starting at $15 for 30 seconds. I did look these up, and I'm still doing a cheaper price than what you can get it on eBay. What would you do if these people showed up to take you to their spaceship? You wouldn't be able to fight them because they have powers to make you go. Would you tell people about it? Would you tell people that you were abducted? I would. People already think I'm crazy. Same. Right now I'd be like, take me to your planet. Take me to your planet. I was skip arm and take me away to your planet, little green men. All right. This is another thing that's good for junk journaling. I kind of was obsessed looking through some of these. I was so hoping that these would be like diary entries, but they're not. They're all Walter Odom's. These are all Walter Odom's composition books, and you're going to get all of them. They're from the 1920s and the 1930s. I put this one on top because I like the cover art on this one the best. They've all obviously have been written in. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to turn that. No, that even the vibration sound makes me crazy. But look at how nice Walter's handwriting was with his old Roman letters. And look, he's teaching us different kinds of knots. And in this one, at least, he's telling us how to weave a basket. All these things that we must know. To make a watch chain, how to make a buzzer. There's a illustration of it. Look, how to make a shark puzzle. An amusing toy made from basswood. It is about 6 1/2 inches long by 2 1/5 inches high and 1/2 inch thick. So it tells you how to do it. How to make a tiger. A tiger of brilliantly colored mounted on a platform with wheels. Climbing sailor. A picture frame. So I want someone to make all of these things. Look, they drew it to scale. This one's 200 pages and it's full. Oh, this one's the one that has clippings in it. This one is like the rest of these are like lessons, like his notes from lesson 8. Who laid water to the Roman fields? Oh no, who laid waste to the Roman fields? This must be like a history thing. But also, and see, it's all like written in ink in this one. But this one also has, because you should always look through the pages of books. So inside gives you a little bit of an idea of what Walter was like or what he was interested in. This says toy, this is a little newspaper clipping, toy buying liberal despite depression. Americans prone to ensure the happiness of children, U.S. forecasts. December 14th, it doesn't say a date, but it's during the Depression, so it's in the 1927? 1930? When was the Depression? Are you Penny Sue? Walter ODUM. ODUM. It says a generous supply of Christmas toys for American children was forecast today by the Commerce Department. Taking note of the business depression, the department said it might result in gifts of a more utilitarian color for grown-ups, but that as a nation, Americans seem prone to ensure the health and happiness of their youngsters. And even where very definite sacrifices on the part of parents are involved, the strained family budget will include expenditures for toys. The toy industry was said to have had felt the general showing up of business activity, but has suffered less than some other industrial fields. Hi, Mike. That's 1940, not 41. It was earlier than that, wasn't it, Rachel? I mean, Rachel was a history teacher too. Oh man, why did I think it was in the 1920s? Am I thinking of the Dust Bowl? Laissez-faire and lickety split. So there's like little cartoony things. That's just a thing. Then we've got the Cardinal News from 1931, St. Louis. I think for baseball. Hi, Emmeline. Then we have some cartoons in here. This is from, it says, action to eliminate lame duck Congress. I'm safe now for a while. Okay, this is from 1931. Closed till December. This is about Congress. And another cartoon. So that's the second book. The third book is a university. Oh, safety first. This tells you what to do and how to cross the street. Discourage hitching. It's dangerous. Carrie, brief history of Walter. Walter Odom was born on June, he was a Gemini, June 19th, 1913 in Georgia, United States. His father, Thomas Odom, was 25 and his mother, Beulah, was 27. I love that. Hi, Colleen. It might be him. There's just another, like, this one's all in. I probably do. I have a lot of cookbooks, like a lot of cookbooks. The Double Q. This one, again, is just more like notes. This is another Double Q. What is Romanticism? Another composition book full of pencil. Benedict Arnold. They're all like history. And then this one's more drawing things. Maybe geometry. Yuck. That's all drawings. So you'll get all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 composition books a la Walter Odom. Hi, Reba. Good morning to you, too. So starting at $15 for 30 seconds for Walter's composition books. You know what my composition books would have looked like if someone was selling mine? Pictures, not paying attention. Rainbow, stars, hearts, squirrels, scribbles. It wouldn't have been drawings to scale, boys' names, inappropriate pictures of my teacher, drawing them. It wouldn't have been scaled pictures of frames and sailor things. The actual rock bottom depression was 1929 to 1930. Then it was a depression recovery period. Okay, I was like, I know it was earlier than that. There's several different eras. Thank you, Jay. I don't know why I'm using my mouse. All right. So this next book, what time is it? Okay. This still has the original dust jacket, but it is hanging on by a thread, but it is there. This is from 1946, Claudia and David. It's by Rose Franken. This was a book, they did this, and it was a tie-in to the movie Claudia and David. So it is a 1946 Triangle Books. Okay. Released as a special movie tie-in with the MGM film of the same name starring Dorothy McGuire and Robert Young. This romantic drama continues the story of Claudia and her husband navigating love, family, and marriage after the war. An iconic mid-century read that bridged literature and Hollywood. So the dust jacket, like I said, hanging on by a thread. So we're going to take the dust jacket off, because I don't want to ruin it even more. I like books like this, and this will be a great book to use in Halloween displays. Look at that. Look at that font on there. Claudia and David by Rose Franken. This was Billy Kern's book. Now there is maybe there's some like maybe nibble marks. I don't know. But to William Brown Melody. I don't know. I mean, there's no pictures in it. But the pages, that's one thing that I like about vintage books, though, that when you can actually read them and the pages won't fall out. There are certain books that you want to read them, but you can't because the pages will fall out. So like I said, this is from the 1946, and there was a movie. So you could read this book, or you could watch the movie, and then you could read the books. I think that this was like a tie-in to the movie. So I think it was like after the movie they did this book, which was honestly a pretty good marketing tactic. All right, Emmeline is in at $6, and it is running. Now, there's Robert Young, and there is Dorothy McGuire on the cover. But the cover, like I said, the dust jacket, it's not good. So you can decide if you want to just throw it away or what. But I think that the book, since it's orange and black, would be good in Halloween displays. Emmeline doesn't decorate for Halloween, but if she wanted to, she could with this book. Thank you, Emmeline. Thank you so much. It's coming to you. All right. Does anybody need an activity book from the 1950s that's never been used? 1953, Play and Draw. Again, this was before iPads. You didn't shove an iPad in your kid's face. You gave them something to do. This has never been used. It's a keep busy book. Step-by-step, easy drawing, fascinating coloring pages. And it's, like I said, it's never been. The illustrations are adorable. Look, let's draw a toy dog. So it has the spots here, and then has the spaces there for you to draw your dog. A robin. I know. We've got, a jigsaw puzzle for you to crayon with a little key down here. We have dot to dot. We have the singing cowboy. You can cut that apart and make it into a puzzle. A spaceman cartooning. I don't know about that being a space. Oh, wait, then you got to finish it. See? You put on his spacesuit. A pinwheel. Happy and sad game. But yeah, it's never been used. Let me find, there was a, look, cartooning lesson. You can finish in their faces. Real mad! Real mad! There's Santa in here. Oh, there he is. You can draw Santa's face. It's a couple different steps. You could draw Santa Claus and make a Christmas card that gives you the steps and then it gives you the card after you've drawn Santa's face. Making a top. Let's draw a cat. Meow, meow. So it's just like fun. Happy Sailor. Remember we drew that little stick guy. And then a walk on the moon. Color this picture with your crayons. So this is when like space and cowboys were. Space and cowboys. All right. Thank you so much, J Hood. And don't forget, if this is your first time buying from me today, use code Misty First Time, all capitals, when you check out, and you will get free shipping on this sale. I'm going to be doing some more things like that. So be on the lookout for during my live sales, really during any seller's live sales, they have the opportunity to create a discount code. We'll talk about that next Thursday during the Vamp Sellers, Vamp Seller only shipping best practices. I'm going to talk a little bit about it while I'll have people there. But this is starting at $6 for 30 seconds. Here's the back. But I think that this book would be fun for somebody to use, you know. Again, little children love bringing out because it's special. It's a special thing. I got a lot of shipping to do today. But shipping is my happy place. Look at this little girl. Look how happy she is drawing her faces. He's drawing that man in the grid. All right. Thank you so much, Jay Hood. That's coming to you. I appreciate it. All right. Now, these are just weird. Okay. They're just, again, 1960s weird books. The 60s were a trip, man. I mean, I wasn't alive then, but I love that era. It was a trip. They were doing all kinds of far out things. So these are like self-help paperback books. We've got The Art of Thinking, Modern Theories of the Universe, and The New Genetics. So, The Art of Thinking, you'll get all three of them. This is from 1962. It's a classic self-help philosophy book exploring how to improve clarity, reasoning, and decision-making. Written for a mid-century audience, it reflects the era's fascination with personal development and intellectual self-mastery. Oh, you can get some encyclopedias. So the chapters are things like, oh, you're not going to tell us what our chapters are? Okay, there they are. Thinking, obstacles to thought, interior solitude, exterior solitude, living on one's higher plane, moral elevation, a condition of high thinking, elaboration of data in the mind, creative thought. So all that kind of 1960s stuff. All in great condition, and they all won't fall apart when you read them. The next one is Modern Theories of the Universe. It's from 1963. It's a fascinating science title that explains cosmology, physics, and theories about the universe as they were understood in the atomic age. Offers a retrospective on space exploration and scientific discovery right as the space race was unfolding. Again, it's in great. This one has pictures. Look. And the caption says, I agree, Bug. I couldn't decide which theory was correct and thought I could find the solution here. Galaxy stars. It's new age is what it is. Because in the 60s, people were tripping out, man. Modern theories of the universe. Oh, look, there's a little bug. Look, bug, there's a little bug. Standing on that circle. Finite and bounded, finite and unbounded, to infinity and beyond. So that's got a great title or a great picture on it. And then finally, The New Genetics. It's from 1968. It's a scientific paperback exploring breakthroughs in genetics, heredity, and biology. Provides insight to how genetics was explained to the public before DNA. See? This is before DNA was like at the center of everything. I could not understand anything that's in this book. But we have the titles were The Struggle to Create Life, Before Today, The Work of the Genes, Secret of a Word I Can't Pronounce, Sex Under the Microscope. Not that kind of sex. Viruses, Leaks in the Fence, Twisted Ladder. Twisted Ladder is DNA. All right, I know science books are cool. They're just like, you could put these on your shelf and people will be like, dang, you're smart. No, I don't know what any of these books mean, but I like the graphics that are on them. All right, so Sandy BM is winning at $10. You'll get all 3 books, and it's running. The New Genetics from 1968, Modern Theories of the Universe from 1963, and The Art of Thinking from 1962. Sandy, you will be smart, so smart. I can't wait to get to the yoga book. I'll do the yoga book next. Man, there are some pictures in that one. Back when sex was your gender. That's right. Dick was just short for Richard. All right, Sandy, thank you so much. Those definitely different books are coming to you. Okay, I can't wait to do this one. I'm in Indiana. My store is not open to the public. I'm on Virtual Antique Marketplace, the privateer, which is, you're not there right now. You're just watching it because I'm multicasting this to my YouTube channel. So if you come to virtualantiquemarketplace.com, you will see we have over 15,000 listings up. We're a true vintage and antique marketplace. So there are over 250 sellers, and you can support a lot of small businesses and find some really great things for great prices. So we would love to have you join our community on virtualantiquemarketplace.com. I do all my sales right here on Vamp. Live sales, static sales. I also have some things that aren't at least 25 years old that I have listed on eBay as well. All right. Oh, I got to find this. This book right here. This book. Yoga for Today from 1969. Does anybody do yoga? Well, this book, it's fully illustrated, and boy, I tell you, it is. Discover the timeless art of yoga with this 1969 vintage edition of Yoga for Today, packed with step-by-step illustrations, breathing exercises, posture guides. This book blends physical fitness, wellness, and beauty. Practices from the late 60s perspective, making it both a practical guide and a fascinating retro collectible. So there's the back of it. Again, that's such a 60s font. Now, the pictures. Well, it gives you an introduction about efficient living, yoga, blah, 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 new age stuff. I want to get to your diet, your relaxation, sex. The 3 wrong uses of sex. Now, this says right here, the practice of yoga develops and increases every faculty of the human being, and it lays special emphasis on the right use of the sex force. The most vital medium of creative energy is recognized as an evolutionary power to be treated with profound retrospect as a means towards man's greatest potentialities. That's already over my understanding. Anyway, the wrong uses of sex, different aspects of sex. The Kama Sutra, Kama Sutra, is an ancient Indian scripture that lists the following stages of love. Number 1, receiving. Number 2, exchange. Number 3, love unrequited. Number 4, love is fulfillment of the law. Number 5, temporary loss of self. And number 6, recognition of oneness of love expressed by two, whereas each is both. Okay, but that's not even the best part. The pictures. Gives you techniques of yoga. Look at her. Look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? Look, her little pinup hairstyle. I mean, look at her. She's gorgeous. Now, this was originally printed in 1959. So she's the 1959 yoga. I don't know if I don't know. I'm assuming that they updated it a little bit. I can't do any of these. And look at her. Wait, it gets better. It gets better. Hang on, I gotta find them. I did put some pictures. I mean, LaDonna, can you do that? Can you do that, LaDonna? Will someone go live and do this? That's an advanced posture. Or even this. Willie, can you do this? I mean, wait, it gets better because there's a guy in here. This is a pose that I can do. I can do this. I can do this. But look at it. She's like sucking in her belly. I can also do this pose. Hang on. Oh my God, here he is. Here he is. This is Willie in about 40 years. There he is. I mean, he's an older gentleman. I mean, he's dead now, but he was pretty buff. See what yoga can do for you? The yoga enema. Anyway, this is fascinating. Okay, so if anyone wants to practice yoga and do these exercises, I don't know why they keep doing that for. All right, so this is going to be $8 for 30 seconds, and it's running. Originally 1959, but a re-edition in 1969. You need to a diet something. You need to put it'll be on the floor waiting on him. Now, what if they were dangling it and then you had to do some kind of weird pose to reach up and grab it? Your diet drink. I mean, it could happen, but I was fascinated by this book. But if you're really, really wanting it, it'll be available and buy it now. It says it's the most complete and practical guide to yoga as a way to health, youth, and beauty ever published. Ever. All right. Again, I have a lot of these readers because I love them so much. These are, they were used in school, so they are used. So if you were wanting to do junk journaling with them, that is fine because they're not in pristine condition. You will get both books. So you're going to get 5 in a Family from 1954, and you're going to get Friends Far and Near from 1953. So you can see this one's in better condition than this one. This one, children have, they've graffitied it on the inside. And there are a few pages, I did put pictures in. There are a few pages that, I mean, Numbskull and the Rabbit, like they must have really liked that story. So there's a lot of stories in here about people in different countries and that sort of thing. Which is kind of really neat that they're multicultural. Oh my gosh, is that an anthropomorphic car? Look at the little anthropomorphic car. Oh, I love that. He heard the others cry. Oh, look at all of the little anthropomorphic cars. I didn't even notice that. That is adorable. It's like prior to the movie Cars. But the pages, there are some pages that have been colored in. So that is this one. And then this one, 5 in the Family. And also we've got some pin marks. It's like, what? You give a kid a pin and they're like, I want to mark in this book. 5 in the Family, 1954. Happy birthday. It was Jack's birthday. And this family, they were all gathering and they were all looking at little baby pictures of him. So it's just all about the family. I want to say, I got to double check. Sue and the Radio. I don't think, I always look for holiday. Okay, yeah. Kind of not really, but look, it kind of reminds me of a little jack-o'-lantern, but they made a tomato face. But I always look for the holiday. And I don't think that there is any holiday ones, but it's just about their family. Like a Dick and Jane, but this is the, oh look, smallpox. They got to go get their vaccines. Back then, they could. Which were food? Oh wait, okay, let's figure this out. Which picture showed children who took dares that were foolish? So, which ones are foolish? That boy riding on the back of that car, foolish. Are they all foolish? Deep water. She's getting ready to jump in, foolish. She's whacking that fence with that dog, foolish. And he's just acting a fool. So I think they're all foolish. Okay, so you're going to get both books. And Susan is in at 10. Oh, that rhymed. And it's running. They do make great risers for your displays. Like this or like that. Sometimes people like to show the pages. I don't. But some people do. I think he's just acting a fool. You know, back in the 50s, you did not act like a fool. You had to be serious. And a boy could not wear a woman's hat. All right, Susan. Susan, those are coming to you. Thank you so very much. I don't know why I'm talking like a robot. All right, Pet Pony. We already did that. Dick Clark. I already did that one. I did that one. Wait, where are the other ones at? Oh, they're way up at the top. This is adorable. The pictures in here. Baby's Toys. So this is a cloth book from 1967. It's a Whitman Baby's Toys Playpen cloth book. But the illustrations are adorable. Look at the puppy. So I think I took a picture of, this is Gavy. Look, Karen, it's Gavy the puppy. Gavy the puppy. We've got, oh my gosh, look at this. I have a planter in my store. that looks just like that, and I buy it now. Teddy bear, duck. Ugh, hang on. We don't like him. Clown, poltergeist clown. A toy soldier. So cute. A tiger. And a sleepy doll. And then on the back, this is adorable. Look at that. It's so cute. So these pages, I think, listen, you could frame them. You could frame them. You'd have to decide because some of them are front to back. But wouldn't that be so cute in like an arrangement on your wall with those pictures? So cute. All right, starting this at $8 for 30 seconds. That would be adorable. Look at that. They're so cute. See, that one would be a hard decision between the sleepy doll and that one on the back. The tiger or the toy soldier. I would do tiger. I would not do that. I would do the duck and then the teddy bear. That would be so cute. Adorable. It is Whitman from 1967. Cloth book. And a baby could look at this today. This is something like you could just put in the diaper bag and the baby can slobber on it and you just wipe it off. This will be available in the buy it now later on. It's so cute. So cute. All right. Oops. I love Whitman too. Okay. This book here, I'm going to tell you, for a couple years now, I've had stacks of these kinds of books. I'm obsessed with them. I have a lot of them. So I think what I might do for, well, I want to mix them in. And most all of them have the original dust jackets, which I'm obsessed with. So this, I wanted to bring one today. This is, the illustrations in this are incredible. It is from 1973, so it's very wild illustrations. But this is the fantastic story of King Brioche the First. And then look at his fancy pants on the back. So I didn't read this book, but this is the premise. In King Brioche's perfectly peaceful realm, everyone is completely content until a pesky little bird shows up and turns everything upside down. This bird taunts the king, taunting him with a simple truth. You have everything you want, but I can fly and you can't. This bugged out bird ignites a spark in King Brioche. Determined to take the skies himself, he obsessively tinkers with flying machines. The chase gets magically interesting with a mysterious cat, purveyor of fairy tale vibes, steps in with a spell to enlarge the bird big enough to carry the king on its back. And just like that, the king's airborne dreams take flight. I had brioche. I had a Boca burger on a brioche bun last night. So we have the original dust jacket, which is great because the cover of the book, boring. So keep that dust jacket on. But look at, once upon a time, there was a pretty servant called Nogatine who cried. Look at the illustrations. Aren't they fantastic? A fool who didn't play the fool, a great general strategy who moaned, a pastry cook praline who spoiled his beautiful raspberry cake with salt tears. I'm just going to show you the pictures. Look, there's King Brioche the First. There's the fool, the jester. Bell Bobbin, the tailor, had put the final touches to a gorgeous new costume. The king, greedy as he was vain, had stuffed himself with the good things that Praline had cooked for him. There's that bird! And he becomes obsessed. He must learn how to fly. Look. Okay, I got to show you there. Look, he's trying to come up with his flying machine. There's that big fat cat. Meow, meow. And there's the bird again. And he figures out there's him flying on the bird. But meow, meow. I love the pictures. So I have a ton of books like this from the 60s and 70s and 80s with the original. They're just like obscure books. They didn't win the Caldecott medal. You know, you probably never even heard of this book before. I love the Sweet Pickles books too. And my favorite books are the Georgie books, the Georgie the Ghost books. That's not Sweet Pickles, but you know what I mean. All right. So thank you, Lori. Starting us at $8 for 30 seconds, and it is running. But I'm drawn to the illustrations on the cover because you can use it in your displays, but also the illustrations on the inside. I love. So I'm going to pull out a stack of those. Hi, Christy. Look at his fancy pants, Christy. This is King Brioche. He was obsessed with he was jealous of the bird that could fly and he couldn't. All right. Thank you, Lori. That's a fun book. That's a fun book. All right. Next we have, okay. Oops. This one is a classic. We only have a couple of them left. But we're going to stay on until noon so we can raid into LaDonna. So Strawberry Shortcake's Outdoor Fun. This is from 1982. It's a board book, but the pictures are incredible. Good morning, Tracy. Look, they're the Cabbage Patch dolls. There's lemon meringue, huckleberry pie, there's strawberry shortcake, in a little real boat in a real lake. Erin wrote her name in ink. Erin. But I love that they're actual pictures in here. So there's like, this would be so cute to have this propped up and then have your strawberry shortcakes displayed with them, I think. Now they're at the beach. Man, I want to smell them. Especially her. I loved Orange Blossom. And I loved Blueberry Muffin. And little apricot. That's the end of it. And then look at the back. This is a little apple dumpling. I say this all the time. Did anybody else think that Huckleberry Pie and Strawberry Shortcake were boyfriend girlfriend? But this is a sweet book. All right, starting at $8 for 30 seconds, and it is running. Step into the sweet world of Strawberry Land with this 1982 board book, Strawberry Shortcake's Outdoor Fun by Michael A. Vaccaro. Corners are rubbed, but it's just a fun book. And you can use it to display your Cabbage Patches, not your Strawberry Shortcakes. I got Cabbage Patches on the brain. I have to say, though, too, a sweet soul reached out to me, and they said that they have several Cabbage Patch birth certificates, not the dolls, just the birth certificates, and they're going to send them to me, and I'm like, I will cherish them because I can then assign them to my dolls that don't have names, and that will be their names, and I'll have their birth certificate. Well, they're going to have a name change. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There's so little things like that make me so happy. All right. Who remembers this guy? Da-da, 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 da-da. So this is from 1979. We do have a barcode on the back, but after I can't remember if it's 1975 or 1973. I think it's 1973. It's when they started using the barcodes. So I remember these shape books from my childhood. It was a 71. I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. The Pink Panther book, 1979, features the Pink Panther in a die-cut shape edition written by Linda Presto and illustrated by Daryl Baker. So the Pink Panther, I I didn't watch much of the Pink Panther. I like that he's pink and that he's a cat-like panther. Well, he is a panther, but I didn't really watch the Pink Panther. So I really don't know much. Look, there's skunks. I really don't know much about the Pink Panther. Was he bumbling? Was he smart? Was he like Bugs Bunny was? I know I do the Peter Sellers film. I do know. I do know the film, but was he like Bugs Bunny? It looks like he was causing havoc around everybody else, but he was just like, hey, I'm the Pink Panther. So like Bugs Bunny was like, he was smart. He was wise. He got in a little bit of mischief, but I don't know. I don't know anything about him, but Susan is winning him. We're going to go ahead and start him at $5 for 30 seconds. What did Christine say? Oh, Christine likes adult films. Okay, so he was kind of like Bugs Bunny. I don't think that she meant it that way. But it's still very early for Christine. The Pink Panther one. She's like, I'm not fully awake yet. Don't take anything I say to heart. Barcode first introduced in 1971, but is used in retail 19. So I was somewhat close. I was in the ballpark then. I was in the ball. Originally, this was 69 cents. Man. Thank you, Susan. Wish we could go back to those days. Okay, I got 2 left. And then we got a little bit of time, so I can show you some surprises in my basket. My shopping basket. All right. This is the Love Toy. That was Willie's nickname in high school. Willie's nickname in high school was the Love Toy. So this is a pulp, sexy, saucy now originally 1925, but it was reprinted in 1949. It is by Anonymous. But look at the cover, the Love Toy. And it says, he was a painter of nudes. She was a runaway wife. What happened when their love nest was raided? We don't know. So do you want me to read the back of it? It says, when beautiful artist model Georgia Bird profaned her marriage to leave with another man, the relentless finger of society pointed her out to pay the penalty. For her husband, Toby Chardon, had been a tender soul whose unusual talent depended solely on Georgia's love. And when Georgia fled to New York's artistic bohemia with a man who was not only a successful painter of nudes, but also a master of the trickery of romance, she failed to realize the damage she was doing to herself. It took an old friend of Toby Sheridan, a man who was secretly in love with the fickle Georgia, to raid her love nest in Greenwich Village. Through his constant attention, a road to redemption was opened for the wayward wife, a road marked with all the heights and depths the heart is capable of. In The Love Toy, we have one of the most dramatic and moving romances in the novel library. Now, there's no pictures in it. I'm sorry. The pages are crumbly. So the pages are like, you have to be very careful if you're wanting to read this. Oh, that's just Jaden walking upstairs. So just be wary of that. I just want you to know that the pages are, I mean, you can read it, but you have to read it carefully. Don't read it in the wind. No, the pages are not stuck together. They're like, someone has really read this book a lot. They're coming detached. So just don't read this book in a windstorm. All right. splitting at the spine. All pages are intact, but they're loose. So I'm going to start this at $6 for 30 seconds. I love her. I wonder what the cover looked like from the 1929 version, because this is definitely 1940s artwork. The 1929 edition probably was just blank. You know, it was just like, we can't have a picture on here because we might go to jail. I too, Penny, have became detached over the years from where. I do. All right, Jay, it's coming to you. The love toy. Are you going to read it? Let me just read you an excerpt. I'm going to go kind of towards the middle so we can maybe get some juice. Well, God knows I'm no stumbling block. I don't love her. You don't, eh? You loved her enough to take her away from the man who really did love her, who's dashing his heart against the rock somewhere in this city at this very minute. You loved her enough to use her for everything you could use her for. Now you've gotten all her worth. She's become familiar, has she? My God, man. The rest will only be known by Jay. Okay, so we got one book left in the auction. Now, if there's a book that I ran that did, where is it at? Pink Pony Club. Well, where in the world did it go? Oh, I didn't add it. That could be the reason. All right. I could not find a copyright date. This book is from the 50s. Bigger and bigger. Bigger and bigger. So it's an illustrated school reader early. I would say first grade level. The charming mid-century primer follows the adventure of twins, their loyal little dog, and everyday childhood milestones like birthdays, playtimes, and school. It was a property of Madden School, but there is no copyright date in it, but it's definitely from the 50s. It is really, really cute. This one has a really good smell. That's got a good smell. Bigger and bigger. So we have the story of the twins. Yeah, there isn't any. It was written and illustrated by Inez Hogan. Oh, there is a copyright date. Good Lord. 1955. 1955 is when it was written. So here we got the twins. And then the chapter 1 is the twins. The twins are babies. The twins are little babies. The twins are little babies, but they grow bigger, and they grow bigger and bigger. It's really cute. Look at their little cribs and stuff and their little sweet faces taking a little nap. But then it just goes into them being 1 year old. They can play. They grow bigger. Bang, bang. They must have fallen down. Look at the face on that one. They're mad. 2 years old. 3 years old. It goes all the way up. 4 years old. They're getting a little bit more dangerous. Oh, he's got a saw. They're shoving that dog. He's got a saw. 6. Oh, that dog is like, why are you banging on my house? Why are you banging? 6 years old. And that's where it ends. So, first grade. Reading for interest. So, it's a hardback book, but it's got a good smell. It's got a good smell. And it's in really good condition, starting at $6 for 30 seconds. And it's running bigger and bigger. There was one of these books that I don't think I showed the back of it. No, wait. Maybe it's one that didn't sell. Yeah, I'll show it to you. All right. Oh, bigger and bigger from 1955. I'll have to go in. 1955 is when James Dean died. Sadly enough. All right, 1955 will be available in the Buy It Now. It was the Pet Pony Club. Pet Pony Club. Look, do you go? Oh, this brought back memories. This, do they? I don't. They don't do this anymore. They go beep. They beep it. They beep it with a barcode. But look, don't you remember? And you'd write your name. And sometimes, if the boy that you thought was really cute, you're like, oh my gosh, Willie, check this book out. There's his name. He wrote his name. So we've got Lisa McKenna. She writes her name all fancy. Angie, Carol, Beth S., Laura K., Mike P., Leanne M., Kathy H., Todd H., Scott G. I think that their teachers wrote some of their names in. I like this one. Amy. So the last stamp was from 1975. No, I take that back. No, it was from 1975. But then it has the little due dates in here. That just brought back memories for me. So anyway, Pink Pony Club. That's still available. I can run any of the books that that you want me to that didn't sell. But I wanted to show you two things. First thing I wanted to show you are the things that I'm bringing to tomorrow's sale. I tried selling this, but I think it's adorable. So this is tomorrow at 10 a.m. These are the things that I'm bringing. The catalog is loaded, so you can put in pre-bids. But we've got this little Goebel. She's teaching him how to pray. I just thought that was cute. I'm going to put them on this table. I'm going to sell them tomorrow. I've got this is a cast iron door stop or book. I about said bookmark. Bookend. The original paint. That's heavy. I'm gonna lay that down. I got an Angie brass cat. Meow meow. Meow meow. Great for Halloween. I love her. I've got Mother's Helper. Isn't she so cute? I got a lot of figurines because I love them. Look at her little apron with a heart on it. This would be cute with recipe books. Displayed with recipe books. Well, I promise I will grab for the next book sale. These little girls come together. They are made by Woolen. They're little nightgown girls. She's got her little very upset, worried critter, and she's got her pillow. These are little night-night girls. They're going night-night. They come together. And I'm obsessed with these currently. I know I love figurines too. I'm obsessed with these. Rachel has me obsessed with these because we found some. These are the Tom Clark. This is Locke. And all of the detail on them is fascinating to me. All of the little acorns. He's standing behind. It reminds me of the Littles. Like, not the little, yeah, like the Littles. Remember, they were little people and they live amongst the giant people. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know if it was a movie or what. And every one of them has a penny pressed in them. And his name is Locke. And he's got a little acorn hat. It was a Saturday morning cartoon. I know. And then he's the mailman. This is Arthur. And there's his penny. He has a couple pennies. And then his little satchel says mail. Yeah, they are made in the U.S. He's got an aching back because this is Colin. Because he's carrying his mail on his shoulders all the time. And they all have serial numbers on them. I'm obsessed with them. I just think like for a fall display, they're so cute. So I'm always on the lookout for those. And then, oh my gosh, this is what I can make. So I've revamped, I use that word, revamped this mohair bear that I had in my Buy It Now. It's going to be an auction listing now. Oh, I got to get I made him a witch bear. And he's got a little cauldron and a broom. And he has his potion and brew book. He's a little mohair bear witch. I should have used clear tape. I just have his hat taped. It's not attached on there permanently. But you can put your pre-bids in. And then I also have, there's also this book too, but I'm not selling it. But it's Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. Classic book there. I'm going to read you an excerpt. Brenda's beaver is big. Brenda's beaver is hairy. Every guy who's seen it says that Brenda's beaver is scary. Look how big or bushy your beaver is. Yeah. I still need to order the rest of the books in that series. All right, then the other thing, I got brass geese. We got big brass geese. No, Nikki Moss sent it to me, so blame it on her. Medium size brass. These are full brass, complete. They are real brass. And small brass goose. So those will be available tomorrow, 10 a.m. So you can put pre-bids in, max bids if you can't be there. Did someone write that? No, someone wrote it to be dirty. The other books in the series, it's written by Bismi Tainita. The other books in the series that I really want. Okay, these are season 1 books. Susie likes to look at balls. Come swing with us. Spank the monkey lends a hand. And put Tony's nuts in your mouth. Don't read those to your grandkids. I mean, you could read them to your grandkids because they're a play on words. Do you know what I mean? All right, so the books that I brought that I probably will add to my next book sale, which will probably be next week. There's no good way of doing this. Well, I'm going to put these two together. They got this are Baldwin's Readers. This is the 8th year. And Harper's 3rd reader. This is from 1888. I'm going to say this is probably 6th grade. But there are some pictures. I know the colors are great for, like, okay, just for example. Okay, you got these books. Isn't that cute? And then you could put like a little candle or something. So they're great to use books for things like that. And then the Baldwin's Reader, the 8th year was 8th grade. But we do have some nice color plates in there too. Oh, Jay. Harper's 3rd reader. Look, here's a little book about antiques. The Golden Guide to American Antiques. Way outdated, but we don't look at what this says that values are. We just look, what is an antique? Age is the one quality common with all antiques. American antiques, the subject of this guide, may vary in age from 300 years to 75 or even 50. I mean, in my opinion, it is 100 years. When a piece is worth buying. Oh, look at those the shaker benches. This is from the 80s. Look. Isn't that cool? Glass making methods. You probably learn a lot from this. Cut glass, paperweights, glass favorites. This has to be from the pottery in China. It's a little pocketbook. You can put it in stone china, metalware, iron. There's no toys in here. Oh yeah, there's dolls. Dolls. Oh, there are toys. So I got that. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I have a couple of Goldilocks books. I always think I'm gonna, and I probably will, pair these with a book or with a bear. Okay, these are not, the condition is not great, so I will pair these up. 101 Dalmatians. See, the spine isn't the greatest on these. It's a Dalmatian plantation. And then a Teeny Tiny Tale. Oh, look at the little cat. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. By Ben Williams. Oh, this has a cat on every... She's a teeny tiny woman. She lived in a teeny tiny house in her teeny tiny cupboard. My first book about planets. Look at the little space children. I wonder if Uranus is in here. It sure is. It's before it got canceled. My Little Green Storybook. Do we have any holiday pictures? Jake must be moving around furniture upstairs. No. This book. Oh. Let's have a parade. Now it's our turn. I don't understand. Wait, we start here. One day, Polly and Sam were playing on the sidewalk. It was just the right kind of day to be drinking lemonade. And there was a little wind that made the flags flap straight out. This is from 1945. Suddenly, Polly said, let's have a parade. First, we need a grandstand so all the people can watch. There it is. Next, we need soldiers and sailors. There they are. And a photographer. And then we need balloons. Oh, look at that. That boy got in trouble. That policeman means business. And then they needed a fairy queen. Not Dairy Queen. Fairy queen. And then they need riding ponies. And an Indian and a cowboy. And then they had to do the Statue of Liberty lady. And then drummers. And then a horn player. There's their parade! The Children's Own Readers. Oh, this one has a deer on it. Book 2 by Pennell and Cusack. Oh my gosh, look at the first page I turned to. Bye, Jay. Look at those goobers. What story is this? Oh, it's the shoemaker and the elves. The elves and the shoemaker. Again, this has to be probably from the 1920s. I can just tell by the coloring of it. I'm just flipping through to see if that was me yesterday. Almost. We've got, is there any? Oh, there he is. Santa. Santa Claus. So maybe before Santa, we'll have Halloween. Maybe. Bunnies. Thanksgiving. We have the first Thanksgiving. We got Little Black Sambo. Halloween. Halloween. Yes, there's a couple Halloween-y. I bought that Charlie Chaplin doll from your booth. You did? Oh, you'll have to send me a picture. I got to get more stuff in my booth. Thank you, Brooke. Yeah, the Halloween. I got some Halloween postcards. Going to be selling soon. So that one's cool because it's got lots of holidays. There's another 3 bears. I think I had bought some of these thinking that I was going to add them with a bear. And then there's these. This is, I haven't looked these up. Wait, is this? This is all in Spanish. It's Bugs Bunny. It's a little comic book, but it's all in Spanish. So is this one, Tom and Jerry. Okay, I'm almost done, and then we're gonna go over to, these are all in Spanish. All these little Lulus. Little Lulu, little Lulu, little Lulu. Oh, I love this one with the witch looking lady. Little Lulu, little Lulu, little Lulu, Porky Pig, all in Spanish. Porky Pig and Popeye. Well, what I thought I would probably do is like sell all the little Lulus together in a lot. The Porky Pig, like Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, and then maybe Popeye and Tom and Jerry. I don't know. I'm going to bring them to the next book sale. And then I have all of these. This is the last thing before we go over to LaDonna's. These are nature magazines from 1937. They're just nature. But I always like to look at the ads. So we've got this one. This one's from 1951. This one's from 1930. So I probably will just lot all of those together. The story of the baby possum. So I'm going to work on these and more for, I hope. I'm hoping that because I'm going away this weekend. So I've got a lot to do between now and then. I also have to get my pictures taken for Monday's Kitsch Fix. I got things pulled, but I need to take the pictures and get them in. So I'm going to try to do that today. So it may be on next Wednesday. I will do my best to get listings up like what I did today, but it may just be me pulling books out and just running them. And so, because I've got a lot of books, a lot, but I will try to bring some cookbooks next time. Okay, I'm going to go so I can do some shipping. So anything that you bought from me yesterday, Monday, and today, I will get shipped out today. And then tomorrow we'll be going live at 10. And I am going to bring a few things from my buy it now that I'm going to sell at a cheaper price because I'm sick of looking at it. But we're going to go over to LaDonna. She's doing an unboxing right now. You won't be able to go with me automatically unless you're on virtualantiquemarketplace.com. So please come over to Vamp. There is no app. There is an app for iPhone only. Don't use the app. Just come to virtualantiquemarketplace.com and you will be right where you need to be. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all, and I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Bye, guys. We're going to go to LaDonna's now. We're going to raid her basement.